What's up guys, Mano here, and this is the Honda VTX1800. I finally decided to make this video and give you my honest opinions and review of this motorcycle. After all, this is the very bike that I started this channel with. So we had this bike for a little over 5 years today, and it's not easy from where I live. You know, the traffic and the crappy roads are definitely not meant for a big cruiser like this. The hot and humid weather, and top it off, parts are rare. Well, not really rare. Unobtainium is the exact word. You might say I'm a bit of an idiot riding this monster in this situation. Well, yeah, I am, and I'm kind of used to this already. And so are the other motorcyclists living here with their overpowered two-wheel toys. So the VTX, it's a heavyweight cruiser designed and made by Honda, equipped with a fuel-injected 1800cc liquid-cooled V-twin, producing a generous 100 horsepower and a massive 159 Nm of torque. 5-speed manual transmission, and transferring all that power via shaft drive. It's got dual disc brake front and a single disc brake rear, link brakes, not ABS, link brakes, and a massive 18-liter fuel tank, and the bike weighs at around 750 pounds. Now these numbers are impressive considering this bike was made like 20 years ago, and they still, put to shame most of the modern cruisers. Yeah, and kind of sad Honda discontinued it though. Now take note, this bike is bone stock except for the modified exhaust and the blanking plates that I recently did. Okay, let's start with comfort and ergonomics. So as you can see, the VTX is a big bike, but it has a low seat height, which makes putting your feet on the road super easy and giving you greater control of it during slow traffic. And this is probably one of the most comfortable seats I've ever sat on. Now for reference, this is me at 6'1" tall. Seating is very upright, which I like a lot since there is no strain on my back. Forward control pegs are not too far, and it still allows me to squeeze the tank with my knees. Handlebar reach is just right for my size also. For another rider size reference, here is Jerry, the fabricator at Revolt Cycles. Jerry is 5'7" tall and weighs 130 pounds. Fit and finish on the VTX is very good in my opinion. This bike is holding up really well despite it being 20 years old. Yes, it shows signs of wear and tear, but this is only proof that the quality of Honda's workmanship and reliability. Styling is very neo-retro, Art Deco probably. Uniquely conceptualized by the designers at Honda, which makes it stand out among all the other cruisers even up to this day. Now the power of the VTX is no joke. All that torque is right there. The moment you release the clutch, the bike moves on its own, even without giving it gas. And if you do give it a handful of gas, well, be ready to get your arms ripped off. Despite having all that power in your command, the VTX engine is very easy to manage. You can ride it slow in this type of traffic, or you can cruise at a certain speed if you want, and if you want to scare yourself, then just give it a lot of gas. Still, even after all this time, the arm-ripping acceleration never gets old. Now for handling, this bike is probably the worst when it comes to that. It doesn't corner, it doesn't lean, and it's got a very low ground clearance. And the weight, 750 pounds, is, it shows itself, especially during slow traffic. Definitely not happy on twisty roads at all. Now if you look here, and I've basically shaved off the ends of my pegs from dragging the corners. Well, to the point it's not even, nice to look at, and I'm not proud of it either. The suspension is overworked, especially here in the roads that what we have here. Every bit of imperfection is felt right away through the bars and the rear, and somewhat, sometimes straight to my back. It's not the bike's fault really. It's just that the roads here are really crappy. This bike is not meant for this kind of riding situation. Now, braking is the most surprising part for me. Despite being so heavy, couple that with forward momentum, the VTX can stop quickly if you time it right. At first, I didn't really like the link brake setup, but the more I use the bike, the more I appreciate it. In city traffic, the front brakes is more than enough to stop this, big motorcycle. Highway speeds now, should I say highway? Emphasize on that because there's not really a highway here. The rear brake pedal is all I use for slowing down, since the brake pedal activates the two front calipers as well via two smaller brake pistons within. Now that's pretty cool actually. What the VTX likes though is a long straight road and smooth sweeping corners. Under those conditions, the VTX is a very happy motorcycle. It's pretty enjoyable to ride. Now, yes, we do have roads like that here, but I have to travel so far, sometimes even out of the island of Cebu, and that is actually a hassle already. But in most cases, I spend my time in Cebu City riding this bike. So I'm talking to you, as a city rider riding a big, massive cruiser in this type of traffic situation. Now, for maintenance though, not much is needed since the engine is not stressed at all. When I ride around, I do believe that I have not used its full capacity, despite the fact that the VTX spends 90% of its time in the garage. I do have to change the fluids regularly, considering that I live in a hot tropical country. And what I really worry the most though are the suspension and steering components, since those take a major beating due to the bad roads here. Now, also, given this situation, again, where I live, I will not recommend the VTX to anyone, or basically any cruiser at all. Cruiser that weighs around 600 plus pounds and has this amount of horsepower. Bad roads, traffic, and lack of parts, and the fact that they were imported here by a few private individuals make the VTX an extremely rare find in the pre-owned market here. For me, living with the VTX is a love and hate relationship that I have to deal with on a daily basis. Now, but if you are in a different country like the US, which is where this bike is meant for, by the way, Europe, or any country that has better roads, traffic management, and parts availability, then by all means go ahead, go get yourself a VTX. Anyway, that's it for this review from this side of the planet. If you have a VTX, feel free to post your comments below. I would love to hear your opinions as well. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. As always, see you next time. Bye.